Ah, I think I know what happened. If everything now should be alright. No?
Everything
Yeah.
should be alright.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. Okay, awesome. Sorry for that. So what happened was I was actually... come on, OBS bot. Yeah. OBSBot, sorry, OBSBot. So I know what happened. Previously I was messing around with my microphone and the microphone was set to record to a second channel. And apparently that doesn't really agree with Streamlabs, at least not without changing settings. So, hey, here we are. So, yes, we have sound. Welcome. I have a third 3D printer, third Ender 3. I made this lame joke at the beginning of the live stream and you have to hear it because, well, you have to hear it. I'll grab the mouse. Basically, if you're old like me and you lived in the times where there were PlayStation 3, there used to be a meme about PlayStation having 3 PlayStations 3. So I have 3 Ender 3s and I'm super proud of this. So I'm gonna get opening devices. We are already late to the party and we're gonna get this party started. So I've got a Ender3 S1 and that's been sent to me by Geekbuying. And initially I was looking at that store with a bit of a hesitation because the price wasn't the cheapest. But then I quickly ran a couple of stores and I figured out like Banggood's gonna add the VAT tax, Creality's gonna add the VAT tax and the massive postage, and Geekbuying had a UK stock and turns out to be one of the cheapest offering anyway. So yeah, if you're looking for a S1 at a competitive price in UK, just go and give it a go so you can have it in like a couple of days at your doorstep without paying extra tax. So yeah, anyway, this is interesting for me because the price point for this printer is, well, I don't want to say interesting again, but the price point for this printer is curious because I've upgraded my V2 to the price point of S1, which means when I'm going to do the review, we're going to compare my upgraded V2 to stock S1, which you would just, you know, buy it straight away and don't bother with upgrades. So that is the case. I also see all the chats in here, guys, so feel free to comment. And in the meantime, I'll be doing opening. So let's switch cameras because I think I have the camera set up really nicely. Look at this, we can do something like that, and we can do something like that. I think, I don't know, do you want this one, or do you want this one, or do you want this one? You can pick. I can wave to you from all angles. Okay, I think this one's the best right now. So let's open it up. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to build it. I have some experience now. It's my third printer and third live stream as well to build it. So I suspect about 40 minutes should be enough, depending how complex it is to build. So yeah. All right, let's open it up. It's nicely packed, so I'll give them that. It's a big black. I was actually looking for this foam. Now that I have the foam for my box, for the battery box, I'm gonna save this foam for myself for later. Oh, look at this, all the cutouts and everything. Maybe the other camera's gonna, it's slightly higher, it's gonna have it better. You can see the cutouts and everything. It's like really nicely packed. I don't expect the shipping to really damage or anything. There's lots of different accessories, a bit of filament. What else do we have? Back to the other. Go back to the other scene. Oh, it's a spare filament, obviously. I'm just going to throw it on the floor because why not? What we do have, there's some brackets. Brackets going to be useful, so you're going to put it on the table. Cable, UK plug, nice. It's a UK stock, no need for modifications. So this is the new Sprite Extruder. We're going to take a look at that in a second. Look at that. I probably should move this camera slightly up because it's going to bother me while I'm taking stuff from the... I think that should do it. So this is the Sprite Extruder. It's actually lighter than I thought. It's nice, feels nice in it. It has a sear attached, 300 degrees. It's a direct drive. and a nice ribbon cable. I like what they did with this PCB. I want this for my printer when you have extra sockets and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely something I want. Go for the big screen options. We'll keep this screen then. For now, I'm probably gonna move it a little bit closer to the camera once I have everything out of the box. What else do we have? This is not. We have this. This is a filament sensor, filament runout sensor, and a filament stand. It's actually attached. Okay. What else do we? It's actually pretty well. I wasn't sure whether the filament sensor was in a pro version. There's the other part of the stand. And anything else? No, I can get rid of this first one. Oh, there's a knob. Ah, there's screens that if you're looking for a screen, okay, yeah, so let's take this out. You have to take this out and then drag the screen out. Now the screen unfortunately is in the touch screen, which is disappointing. I like touch screens on printers because they make stuff very easy to operate. Honestly guys, this is practically assembled. We're gonna be here only like 10 minutes. Oh, it looks really... Look at that. Entire gantry is already done. All I had to do is just pop this on top of the printer. You see this? Everything's done. All I had to do is just pop it on the printer and we're done. Bloody hell. Just going to remove more stuff then. Now we're gonna be removing the printer. So it has a magnetic bed. Protection for the bed so it wouldn't slide, and let's get it out. Honestly, this is gonna be the quickest build of the 3D printer ever. Let me move the books somewhere at the back. And we have a printer. We have a Ender3 printer S1. So, in a similar vein to V2, the power supply is at the bottom. Oh, this is a single. I like this. Look at this. It's a single plate design. Now we have this nicely sleeved ribbon cable. It feels more like a PC then. I wanted to do this on my printer for a long time because I hate those cables, and I'm really impressed with this. And yeah, all you had to do is just put the gantry here, connect everything, and as they say, Bob's your uncle. So I'm generally... Oh, this is actually much stronger magnets than my beds. Is that a drawer? Yes, we have a drawer, guys. There's a drawer in the front. It looks like a PC. I kid you not, guys, but it looks like a case for a PC. Check it out the front. See? It's really like nice, and I don't know how I feel about these sockets and SD cards. They might be a little bit problematic to take stuff out. But other than that, it feels cool. And there are some things here. I don't know what that is. The connector? Yeah, those are connectors. So you can connect your filament detection, your expansion interface, and Z-axis motor. Okay, so those are like a pass-through connectors. Okay, all right. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Switches at the side. Here. I like it more at the side because it's more accessible. And yeah, we're pretty much done with overview, guys. So, is that 230? Yeah, looks slightly smaller. I don't know, I'm just gonna compare my bed. Let me grab the bed. Right now my other printer is keeping my coffee. Let's put the coffee in here. But that's... No, it's the same. Ooh, nice. I can use actually my beds because I have glass magnetic beds. And they have a... Oh, look at that. Ah, glass upgrade straight away. So, let's say hi to everyone. Hello to Stefan and Smartny Dom, and Christian and Ben. How are you doing, guys? Do you have any printers? Write in the chat what printers do you have. I hope the chat is okay. Yeah, okay. If someone can say hi just to make sure everything's working, that would be great. And feel free to pop in the comments what printers do you have, guys. And whether you keep them stock, whether you like to upgrade those things or not. I guess we're gonna start with look at the Gantry now. Look at the Gantry. So the Gantry, like I said, dual stepper setup, which is cool. I don't have a dual stepper setup. We'll be able to compare this. What else do we have? Those fancy cutout for the what do they call them? Cages, the roller cages. Belt tensioner. Well, there's a cage in here. We'll check if everything's feeling smooth. There is another cable in here, which we'll have to pay attention to. And yeah, and there is a belt. There is a belt at the top, not at the bottom. Usually it's at the bottom. There's a belt in here which synchronize both belts. And yeah, we are pretty much done. So all we have to do is just connect this, plug in a couple of cables with connectors, and we are done. And I have all my tools out. Alright, let's get some screws and let's get screwing in. We're gonna start with building the gantry, then we're gonna mount the extruder and then put accessories. Coffee. I need the coffee. Let's check out and see what goodies we have inside the bag. So inside the bag, Anycubic Max, in my case, Ender3 Pro. Oh, welcome Ender3 Pro. 3P printer, as well as a power supply. If you're buying a power supply, you have to buy it from scratch. My advice is get a fanless power supply. They are 38 quid on AliExpress, right? You're gonna wait a couple of days for this to arrive. But fanless power supplies, 400 watts, brilliant stuff. This is how I silence my printers. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up with a fanless power supply on this baby. So let's see what we have inside. So we have a bag which we don't need. We have a quick guide which we don't need. We have a warranty which we don't need. We have a scraper which you can cut your fingers with. I'm gonna put it that way. What else do we have? We have some stuff. There is this. Oh look, I've got Creality stickers. Yay! I'll keep them for something. What else do we have? 400 by 400. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I could really get a bigger printer because all of them are 230, and there was a couple of parts that I was struggling to fit, and I had to get creative. So we have a finger poking tool to prick your finger and draw blood. So that's the only purpose of this. In here we have cutters. Good, because my cutters are always useful. What else do we have? What else do we get? Another bag. We have a nozzle. It's a brass nozzle, 0.4. We have a SD card, 8 gig, and SD card stick adapter-ish thing. What else do we get? We have some screws. Only a couple of them. It's literally just something just to attach the gantry and the stand. There is a Z-stop, spare parts. So this is like a Z-stop just in case your CR touch is gonna give you problems. It says spare parts, no installation by default. Okay, floor. And we have a crappy tools, which we're not going to use it because I have a better tools. Actually, if you watch my last stream when I was upgrading my printer, I was waiting for some tools to arrive, and they have arrived. So what I have is a really nice Vera ratchet set, which is linked in the description. It has a mini ratchet like this. It's awesome. It's not the cheapest one, but honestly, tools are for life. And I also bought myself a hex, like a spare hex, so I have them in all sizes, and I would strongly recommend to have something like that for everything. So that's going to be handy. And also from other things that I was waiting for, I got myself those mini, it's like a set of those mini wrenches, and they come from like I think number 3 or 4 to 11. So you have one for the nozzle, you have one for the heat break, you have for everything you need. So I would strongly recommend it. They're only a couple of quid as well on Amazon, and I've linked them for you. So if you want some tools and you want to take advantage of the fact that I'm motivating you, do it. Seem expensive just for bigger bed. Well, this isn't a bigger bed, this is the same bed, but yeah, bigger bed at some point is gonna get you advantage of printing bigger stuff, and trust me, you will end up printing bigger stuff at some point. It's not that you're gonna print you won't print anything smaller anymore, but yeah, when you're gonna go for a second printer, I didn't have much saying in it because they sent it to me, but I would go for something bigger so I can have a smaller one and a bigger one. That way I can split my workload in between two printers, and then if I need that option for the size, I'll have an option for the size. I put this together last night, now I can see what I did wrong, or what I gonna do wrong. If you did that last night and you did everything and it's working, then you can give me pointers. I'm gonna move the coffee away because that's an accident waiting to happen, and let's start building this thing. Enough talking, let's start building. I think on Geekbuying I mentioned that they send that to me from Geekbuying, and that's gonna be one of the cheapest options in UK to buy right now if you consider shipping and taxes. It was 340 quid, I think. Okay, so the steppers go to the back. I know for sure because the gantry is in front. I wonder, could you make it like all the way around? You probably could. You'd print everything in the mirror, but you could. Now I need. So this is the tricky bit where you have to kind of put this on the side, right, and then attach the gantry. Support this in the gantry, and I don't have a big table because I can't really. So that's. I hope it's gonna stay in place. It's not going to stay in place because I need to move this to the side. So what I need to do, I need to make myself a little edge space so I could rest the gantry, and then once I rest the gantry, I'll be able to do magic with it. Attach it properly. So you find yourself an edge now that is more or less parallel, and now you can slide it into place and go fishing for the screws. Don't move. Stay there. Stay there. Let's find the screws, which are here. Okay, so they are long black screws. They're very easy to recognize, and they probably screw from the bottom into the extrusion because that's the way it works. I'm a robotics engineer and this is all I do all day, honestly. I'm just screwing screws into various robots, and we also work with extrusion pieces. So we have one spare, I think. So let's get my tools. Is it 4 and 4? So we're gonna need 3 mil, 4 mil. That's in 5 then. Yes, it is. So first I'm just gonna get a little bit of grip just to make sure it's in a thread. I'm not going to tighten them at all. I'm gonna do it once all 4 are in. If you want to make it parallel, then yeah, don't do one at a time. You want to drive them all at the same time to even out the pressure. So honestly, I was expecting a much longer and more sophisticated building process, but somehow I'm happy this is so easy because everyone's gonna get to enjoy it. You won't need any tutorial really, so literally a couple of screws and you are ready to print. I do use Cura. I do use Cura. It doesn't let me down. I have no problems with my prints, so I can't see any reasons to change it. Just reading on the text in here. So it would be good to be able to have the same prints the same. Yeah, that's very good because you don't have to wait and you can start designing the next thing and iterating. So yeah, if you're going for a second printer, like I said, consider buying slightly different. So get a different bed size or something that will be unique to this printer. Like for example, one of the first upgrades I did was hot end, so I could print with a filament I get from work, which is a nylon with a carbon fiber that requires 275 degrees. So for that, I needed a hot end to support it, and I was able to print all the stuff on my printer. So one was for that one, the other one was for PLA and more traditional filaments. Okay, now that we have it more or less screwed in, just gonna do a couple of turns, switch to a ratchet, and then I'll ratchet it in properly. And we're like halfway into the build already. Like honestly, I did not expect this to be so easy. I know I'm saying this now, but I might end up making some mistakes. So I'm just gonna get myself a sweet little ratchet with extensions, so it would be all comfortable. I love this thing. Look at this. Look how tiny it is. It's awesome. So stuff like that, when you have a problem accessing it, is brilliant. Okay, I'm not tightening it too hard just yet. Just want to make sure that the extrusion bits are slotted into those spaces. They have like a small cutouts. Once I'm happy with it, I'll do 100%. Also, don't over tighten the screws. Honestly, you don't need much. I'm applying a whole force with my thumb. I'm not grabbing it to it, because we're not making anything better by over tightening the screws. It's not holding any stronger, you're just going against the thread. Okay. Right, we have ourselves a printer. Ta-da! Right, take care, bye. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Let me get a little bit wider shot right now, so you could see more. And maybe I'll raise it slightly. That's going to be a little bit better for you guys, right? So now that we have this, and we can start with extruder. We promised extruder is going to be next. So extruder looks really cool. Can I have like, I'll show you the extruder up close. So extruder looks really cool. I like it. I like this thing. Don't know how much details you see on this camera, but yeah, I'm looking forward to test this and see how it stacks against the BQ one. One of the things I like, this is what I do already. I have those custom connectors I've made myself, so I can disconnect entire extruder with a single plug. So this is something I did. Okay, let's switch back to here. Okay, so I need to change the orientation of the printer, and we will be continuing with extruder. Can I do it like this, side to side, like so you could see something? Oh, you can't really force it down now. With the previous one, or with the Ender3s, you could press on the x-axis, it would go down. With this one, you will have to rotate it or pull on the belt to lower it. So, extruder mounts from the side. You just need to figure out which cables it's going to be mounting to. It looks, okay. It has, so this bracket here, this tiny little bracket aligns nicely, and you can just fit it into the cage, and then you can just do the rest of the screwing. See, you don't even have to touch it. I like this. That's quite smart. All I have to do is just take those tiny screws. They're actually, what is it, M3 screws. That's going to be used to hold it in place. I feel like they're a little bit too short. I would feel a little bit more confident with the longer screws, but I guess there is not much pressure on it. I just have to be in place, and I took the one too small again. So let's screw that in really quickly. Just one. And two. I think we have four. yeah, there's 4 of them. Like I said, I'm not applying any pressure to it, and just holding it in place. If you want stuff to be nice and parallel, you probably want to do it in stages. I'm doing extruder right now, but in a second I'm gonna check if everything is rolling nicely before I'm going to connect cables. Just want to make sure I don't have any play. I might just loosen up the slack on the belt. Is it this way? This way. If I loosen up the slack on the belt, I should be able to pull the belt out, and that will allow me to feel how the cage is rolling. Now I can feel a little bit of biting in here. It bites. See, this is the biting point. So I think it's slightly too tight. So what I would do, I would get my eccentric nut adjusted. Probably just need like a quart or something. Not even that. Is it 11? It is 11. That is so much better. No play. I'm happy. Yeah, okay, that is so much better. So there is no play on that one. I probably should do the same on here now. That's going to be pain in the neck with dual axis to check the same on this, because you have 2 lead screws in here. Now I already know there is a problem because I can rotate this wheel here, so it bites between these 2. Actually I can rotate all of them, so it is biting more on this side, which can indicate that either this is too low or this is too high. So before we're gonna do this, we'll have to adjust the gantry and see if it's in place. Another thing I'm going to check for is play on the X. I don't feel anything. I don't feel there's nice and parallel on the mount in here, so that seems to be alright. But if I'm honest, I should really remove the top right now, move the gantry out, and figure out why I can rotate all 3 rollers in here. That shouldn't be really happening. No Stream Deck. My Stream Deck I have a touch deck, but it's a long story. Mostly I'm very busy and I need to 3D print the case for it. Do you want me to? Okay, I can. I mean, it's nice to have my face. I guess maybe you want it like this, less in the face. Is that better? I hope that's you're gonna find it. So yeah, the only thing is right now concerning is that in here there is a quite, those rollers feel tight. Let's see if I'm gonna move it all the way up. Just gonna check the biting point in here and see how aligned they are. They seems to be on a level. This is screw touching, this is screw touching. I'm just going to go until they heat, and yeah, they both touching the plates right now. So they seems to be on the same level, but this one is not having anything to do with it. It's not rolling, it's suspended in the air, so we're just gonna adjust the distance. Was it number 10 or 11? I think number 11, wasn't it? Where's my number 11? I just had it. I swear I had it somewhere. It's from this side, that's why I can't. So it's just the things that you probably want to inspect when you... okay, I have a bite on this one, but not on this one. So maybe it's all the way around. Then I have a bite on this one, and bite on this one. And I have no bite on this one, so I'm very close now. How's that feel? Let's lower it a little bit. no bite on this one. I have a bite on that one though. So it's tiny bit more. It's too much. Okay, they're all three biting. Yeah, I have a friction on all of them. It's nice now. Alright, I'm satisfied. So this is one of the things you should check at the beginning. That you have a nice friction and your rollers are not basically not either not pinching or not rolling in the air, because that will affect the print quality on your printer. It's quite important. And I don't think people check this often enough. Okay. So now that we have, and the like I said, with here I'm experienced. I kind of know what I'm looking for. But with this one, the easiest way is to take off the belt. If you only have one, just remove the lead screw attachment and do it the same. Now my lead screw, it has a little plate, but that's normal. So it moves side to side to accommodate for imperfections, but it shouldn't move top to bottom. And that is slightly tighter. This doesn't move top to bottom, but in here I can move it slightly top to bottom, so I'm just going to add a tiny little bit in there to make sure everything is nice and firm. You honestly don't need much. I'm not going to reach it with this one. It's too big. Yeah, I have a smaller version of ball joint. Probably. That's too small. That size, isn't it? I'm holding the screw at the bolt at the bottom because that's all you really need. It doesn't rotate. Or maybe it does rotate a little bit. So I need to take a tiny little spanner. What is it? 5.5. And just touch that tiny bit. Now it doesn't move up and down. I'm happy. Okay. We can move to the next one. Next one is Titan. These ones, right? So these are very small screws. You can easily break them. This is an M3, so don't put any force on them. Just do it as tight as you get with a single turn, and you'll be fine. So there is no really any forces going on the extruder. It just glides in the air really, and this extrude, it doesn't touch anything. Right? That's cool. Right, we have extruder. We can move to the next step, which is a probably screen if I step on it. So let's remove the screen protection. Ta-da! And it's exactly the same screen that is on the Ender V2, and it goes in exactly the same position, which is side. And all you need are 3 screws, which are these ones. They're like, what is it, M16 I think, M4, 16. That's my bet. One of the traits of my jobs, or curses, is that you learn screw sizes just by looking at them. So let's get them here. Unfortunately I can't really use my set in here because of those fins. So I'll have to use a more traditional tool, which is totally not going to show off, right? Where is it? Where's my tools? Where are my tools? Packy. Which is just made for this, my screwdriver. I hope it's charged. It is charged. start to wonder if these are the correct screws for these holes. Feels a little bit tight. Yeah, they should be. Yeah, they are correct. If you're interested about the screwdriver, check the description of this live stream, you'll find the link. Alright. That's a mini-ware screwdriver. That's it, job's done. You had one job. So the screen is here, it just slides on. So connect the ribbon first so you don't hunt for it. And put it in place, slide it down. You done. Sorted, extra screw as a spare on the floor. I'll step on it and I'll scream later. So this is the printer. Now we need to connect some cables. And we have a couple of cables. Now obviously we have this cable that kind of goes in here into this bracket. I need to check orientation first. Yeah, tap is down. Let's make sure you get the tap in correct direction. Then thread it into this place. There's a special bit for it. Then you have to pull out the tabs to open the socket, plug it in, and the tabs will close. I like it. That's very nice. Okay, and then you got yourself a cable. Now the next step is to connect steppers, and so for cable, that's his X, which goes here. Although it's very flimsy. Like these ones, I like the ribbon, but I don't like this one. It feels very gentle and delicate, and I would have trust issues with this. I swear I've rotated this connector like 3 times and I still can't get it right. Okay, so that's here. There is a connector at the back which you need to connect as well. I'm gonna switch it in a second. So there is a Z-stop which you connect probably from underneath it. I don't know which direction. My guess is like this. Oh, that's neat. Alright, so the ribbon cable is connected. Now we have here is a Z, so you have to pull out the tabs, protective tabs. You're not going to need them. So this is your x-axis from Z. That's so we have a 1 here, but there is another one that doesn't really have a cable connected. Where does that go? Ah, the cable is here. What is it? It's a Z. Ah, so you just, okay, it's already in a motherboard. So instead of having a short connector board, you have, I'll show you. So this cable, that's a bit weird though. Mostly because there's a power supply, that's why I think they opted out for a cable, but it would be nice to have exactly the same connector here. So you connect that here, right? The Z-axis goes in here. Then you have this one, which is God knows what yet. I'll know in a second. I just need to get rid of the tape. Feels like a limit switch or something. So that could be extension for this, and I think that's what it is. This is an extension for this cable, which means that would be my filament detection sensor, which connects here. That's my guess. And it's rooted inside those extrusion with like a plastic. Is it a plastic cover? Yeah, it's a plastic cover. Okay, and now we're gonna take a look what else we have. We have something to hide stuff, so hang stuff. We have our this thing, which supposed to hold a spool, so let's mount this. So that's just like this, and that goes to the front, I guess. You want it, yeah, you want it to lean it on the front because you want the spool to be fed this way. But how do you put it in? You just force it. I think you just clamp it from the, and you just force it. No? I have to slide it from the side. Let's investigate. So only have a couple of plastic tabs. I think you just have to clip that in. I think you just need to add a little bit of force. So yeah, you just add a little bit of force, and it sits where it's supposed to. The spool goes here, right? Filament sensor goes on the other side, apparently. This is, I want the spool to be on the front, right? If I'm gonna feed it from that side, so the sensor should be on this side. So you need to undo the sensor and add it on the other side. It's a nice thing that you can add the sensor on both sides, and the cable is on that side, so it's going to be all good. Filament sensor. Is there a preference? I don't know. But before you screw that in, you should check whether you should orient it. Ugh, I'm taking stuff apart and it's just not staying in places. So, there's a tiny washer that you kind of have to slot into place. Ugh, too flimsy. Oh, magnet. Magnet saved me. Because I'll be looking for that forever. Alright, almost there. Almost there. We'll be able to print something in a second. I think that filament's supposed to rotate a tiny bit. Because that way you're kind of not forcing the sensor. I mean, that way you are not forcing the sensor too much, and the filament is not rubbing as much. Okay. And you connect it with this cable here. Yeah, and then the filaments will roll and adjust the position of that. So that's not supposed to be very tight on both occasions. So that should have some slack. That is the principle behind it. And do we have to do anything else? I think we're ready, guys. I think we have it all. Do we have it all? I think, yeah. Alright. Okay. I need to figure out what this is. It's, oh, this is, this. I bet this is for a ribbon or something to add for a ribbon. I'm going to check the quick start guide because otherwise I'll be hanging clothes on it. Let's see, what is that hanger for? I'm still looking for it. Anyone? Okay, the hanger goes on the cage in here. On one of, so it goes here and hang. Like, just like so. That's it. I don't know which direction it goes. Cat cable bracket positioning. Ah, so it goes like this, okay? So the cable goes like around here, and this somehow attaches to this bit. Don't know how yet, but nearly there. No, something's not right. I'm doing something wrong. Oh. Can't be that flimsy. Okay, they did it like this. Yeah, I knew I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so that goes upside down, like this. Ah, look at that. Look at that. And then you put this in here like that. Alright. And then you check your slack. Okay. I don't like it that you can go further than the ribbon. It is already outside of the bed, but I don't like they can go further. Let's remove the tab then, since I know what I'm doing. Let's see. The top bar. Yeah, it looks weird on that camera. I don't know why. I think it's just a camera lens. Yeah, the camera is. So don't worry. This is straight. This is completely straight. I just noticed that it looks like this. Well, technically like this, but no, it's the camera lens doing it, because I'm on a wide screen. So don't worry. This is all straight and nice. So now we can position the cable where we want it, and we want it like this to bend, I think, that direction. So it bends away from this when it moves here, and it has less chance of being caught in that. So I need to move a little bit forward, like that. So that way it hides. Okay. Well, I'd like this ribbon to be like different orientated or plugged in a different way. But okay, I can roll with this. Alright, I have everything mounted now. I have bag of spare parts. This is to mount this, I guess. Does it take any screws? I haven't seen any screws for this, so I'm not 100% sure what they want me to do with these ones. Ah, feels sturdy. So let's power it on and see what did I break. Do you think, guys, it's gonna power on and home and everything? Do you think so? What do you think, guys? Did I do it alright? Probably want to put a bed on it, right? A magnetic bed. So there's some stuff on it. Alright. That extension, because it's an expansion interface, it says PWM. Something tells me this is for LED lights, one of those spare circuits that is not populated. Alright, let's get a cable. And let's get it connected. So actually, I'm starting to wonder what the Pro version is. What does the Pro version has? Am I in, last thing, am I in 230 mode? Can't see it. Yes, I'm in 230 mode. So it's safe to connect my power supply. Come on, get in. Now I need to do a bit of diving to reach my extension. There's a nozzle that we probably forgot. Oh no, there is a nozzle installed already, so this is a spare nozzle, guys. And I think we're ready. Okay, it powered on. Let's take it for a spin, shall we? So let's go prepare. Let's level. Ah, I keep walking. This is why I hate this screen. It's not that. It has a touchscreen interface. This is made for touchscreen, right? This is the interface, but it's not. Okay, we'll level the bed. Because that's what you should do every time. Level the bed. Level the bed. Now I'll have some coffee. So it looks like it's moving okay. My bed isn't on in position. Let me fix it really quickly. Ta-da! Okay. In terms of loudness, the power, I can definitely hear the power supply. And we're going to run this one versus my upgraded V2, and I'll show you how it sounds. I can clean up my tools now while it's leveling. The CR touch, is it extended? Yes, it is. It's my first time with CR touch. I have a DL touch before. Okay. Obviously, I don't have a Z offset done yet, so my printing isn't just ready yet. I have to measure the Z offset. But right now, I'm just checking if mechanically this is sound and everything is working. But for now, it's alive. It's doing its own thing. Good. It's decent speed actually on this. I had to speed up my leveling a little bit to have it faster on my printer. But it moves on axis quite quietly. The only thing I can right now hear is the power supply is really noisy. What's interesting, the extruder fan is controlled as well. So the extruder fan right now isn't in operation. On Ender3 series, the extruder fan goes on straight away as soon as you plug it in. So all the noise coming from this printer right now is the probably fan for the PSU and another fan for the motherboard. Now I have a couple of NotEnoughTECH fans left for my silent 3D printing build, so I might be looking into replacing that, but that's gonna be for later. Obviously I didn't level the bed, or I probably should have leveled the bed, but right now I'm just checking if mechanically everything was moving correctly, and it feels like it does. And we'll be able to see if I have any extra options in here. I'll show you the menu once it's finished. You ready? How many times do you have to do this? So if I'm gonna do this, then I can play with the menu, and I think I have a cable long enough to show you the menu. Do I have a cable long enough? Do I have a cable long enough? Not quite. But if I move the table a little bit, I think you should be able to see it. So let's try that. Like this, which means I have to readjust all the cameras. Here you go, 3 Ender3 for your viewing pleasures. Now it's a farm. Previously I had 2, now it's a farm. Okay, can I, let's see what I can do with my ops bot. Okay, let's do a bit of zooming. How's that looking, guys? Oops. Is that looking good? I hope that's looking good. Hello Tanners, how are you doing? So, what do we have? Obviously print is print. Prepare. Move, disable stepper, outer home, Z offset, Preheat for PLA, ABS, cool down, language selection. Okay, so everything's the same. Control. Temperature, motion, stock configuration, read and information. Information, so it's 220 by 220 by 270. So we have a little extra on the z-axis here. Yeah, temperature, nozzle, bed, fan speed, preheat, PLA, ABS. So in theory I should be able to go to 300. Can I go to 300? 260 right now, this is the maximum I can do on this. For the nozzle. Okay. Max speed, max acceleration, max corner, and steps per minute. So I'm not going to play with it yet. And in print settings, we're just gonna have access to the port. So, hey, this has USB Type-C. Creality, you're rocking right now. This has USB Type-C for connecting. So I'm actually quite impressed. So the Pro version has upgraded version of the extruder, the Sprite all metal extruder. Ah, so the Pro had. I thought that the actual Sprite was this one as well, but it is not. Okay, alright, it's fine. So here's the interesting bit, right? It's this machine is only slightly less expensive than the Ender I've built myself, right? And let's have a small experiment. I'm going to connect my Ender3 next to it. So I need this printer to go on this side as far as I can. I know it's going to be leaning right now, but don't worry about it. It's not going to drop. It has a flat bed. And I'm going to bring my Uber Ender V2, which is similar in price, double the performance, maybe not double, but when I built this machine and I made a tutorial about water cooling and make it quieter and make it all cool and stuff, everyone said to me, well, not everyone, but a couple of people mentioned that, oh, you know, S1 is equally silent. So now I am able to provide you, it's a little bit tight in here, with evidence, guys. Are we not going to collide? I think we're not going to collide. Can I move this here? Yes, actually. Okay, so I can move my loop here. Can you see the two printers? Yes. Alright, so I need to connect the second printer. Drag the cable. So here's the thing, right? My printer is operational right now. Can you hear this printer operating? Can you hear the fan? I don't know if you can hear it right now. So now I'm going to turn it off. My printer is working. This printer is powered on and ready for operation. Okay, I'm gonna put the S1 on again. Right, I can try to move the microphone a little bit more. So now, let's do a quick home. So since we know already that mine doesn't contribute to the noise for this, let's compare the homing noise. So let's go prepare, auto home. So that was on S1, and the advantage is going to be that CR touch, which is much quieter than BL touch. But let's do the same on my printer. I mean, this is quiet. Yeah, when you drive both axes, you get noise on both printers actually. There's not much I could do about it. I could slow it down, but then it's not as usable. I like my homing to be a little bit quicker. But yeah, when you do that, so this is how quiet both my printers are. Both printers are silent actually. So yeah, plus this one didn't have a fan noise from the extruder yet, because obviously the S1 had a disable for this. Traditionally, you would have extra fan from. Let's see if I can enable this. Right, I'm gonna run my fans. So obviously the only fan I can do is part cooling fan. So let's do that. Fan, full speed. So this is with part cooling fan running 100% on my printer. This big thing is running 100%, and there's no part the extruder cooling because it's water cooled. So you can't. It's working, but you can't hear it because it's silent. So now I'll try to run the fan on the other one. So let's go to fan again. Fan, stop. Alright. Let's switch this one on. So this is the louder brother. Let's go to prepare and see how to home, preheat, cool down. I guess if I preheat, I should have extruder fan. Yeah, I could hear it kick in straight away. Okay, both fan has kicked in now. You can hear that highly pitched noise from both fans. It's like a small jet. So in the meantime, I'm going to enable my fan again. So yeah, this is S1. Right now the noise is completely from S1 with both fans going at 100%. So you have a part cooling fan and extruder fan. This is running at 100% part cooling fan and obviously water cooled. And I'm just going to turn it off so you could feel the difference. There's no difference. So yeah, if anyone else gonna tell me that S1 is quieter than my 3D printer, I'll laugh at them. Alright, cool. I guess we should level the bed. Oh, we should not level the bed. Let's run it as is. Should we get a better filament though, or should we try the craft filament that we have? Do I have a black one, isn't it? Okay, I have some standard PLA, PL class, black. Let's go. Let's feed the beast. Cutters. Gonna feed the beast and try to print something. See if it prints. It's actually quite easy to thread through Filament Sensor. I'm liking it. And then push it into here. Yeah, it's nice and deep. Let's turn it on. I can take this back again since I've proven my point has been proven. I'll take it back. Come on. By the way, if you want to water cool and silent your printer, I have a write-up about it on my website, so go to NotEnoughTECH and you'll know what I've done and what was worth it, your time, and what was totally not worth your time. Okay, I'm moving it here. I'm gonna move the camera slightly better so you can see stuff. Maybe like so. Okay. And then I can redo the other camera. Where's my mouse? There is my mouse. How about that for you? Right, let's see what's his only included SD drive, which is here, probably some sort of dog. We have a full SD card, which I like more than... Right, not going to level it, I'm just going to see if I can actually print it with a zero touch compensation, because I'm a hardcore. I don't know if my offset is okay, but I think I'm gonna be able to baby step it. So let's go for it. Operational video, software and the drive, L 3D printer user manual, shake hands, rabbit, handle, cat, beat something, cat. Okay. The cat is, we will have to crank up the temperature, that's for sure. So we're gonna tune that in. So printing speed, nozzle temperature, we're going to set it to 215, if that's what we want for this one. Fan speed will stay, not changing. So the only thing we're gonna be manipulating is offset. But that's, we're gonna do it on the go. I'm feeling comfortable. Sorry, my laptop fan is louder. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not loud, right? It's okay. You can have it it's gonna be annoying if you have it next to me. You can see where my printers are. Just next to the computer is just in front of me, and printers are on the next. Now I can't hear them, and when I'm printing something, I can actually record videos, which previously was impossible because otherwise you would end up with that level of noise in the video. So that was the main reason I silenced my printer, but honestly I absolutely adore the fact that I'm quiet. My friend's computer can do the printer. That actually heated up quite nicely, quickly. Okay, it's gonna be leveling. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if my offset is right, so we're gonna be trying to adjust that quickly. I hope we're gonna do all right. Can I do like this? It's printing already. It's printing already. Hey, it looks okay. It's maybe on the lower side. Maybe. No. Actually, the offset is alright. You can see it up close in a second. Oh, that video feed is frozen. Let me fix this.
we might be too close to the bed, looking at the right side, on the your right side. Let's increase the offset a little bit. 296, 3.5 maybe. Oh, the other side, was it 290? Let's go to 65 maybe. Let's have a look. Just need to see a little bit of fill so I could judge. It's the easiest way to tell on the fly on the fill. Because if you see like a ploughing mark, you're too low. If you see gaps, you're too high. I think I might be too high a little bit. So 80, minus 280, I think. 85, let's do. Yeah, no, I think that was it. It's building another layers already, so now it doesn't matter anymore. But it's printing. Yeah, how's that looking for you guys? I don't know if you can see it nicely. I think you can. Market tips, you could. I have a Remarkable as well, and like I don't go through them as quickly. I don't know if you can 3D print them, but you can buy like a third-party ones. I've read it on the Remarkable Facebook group. If you join that group, the people are sharing like a cheaper pens and what tips work for them. So definitely check it out. Okay, it's printing, so let's crank up the speed. Because right now we are doing it slow, so we have printing speed. Let's go to 200%. Yeah, everything's looking fine right now. Probably acceleration would need to be slightly increased, but I mean, I have no problems. Feels reasonable right now. Don't think I need to adjust anything. I would have to, like I said, right now I just need to wait for the print to complete and then examine what do I need to do. Granted, I'm printing with 200% right now, so it's definitely pushing it slightly. But yeah, we'll see. If you, I've printed last. I'll show you. Where is it? In my bag. I've printed a box. So this is, you'll be able to see it. So this is a box I've printed. It looks alright, but the trick to this box is that this box, if I can remove this, see really nice clean lines in here. This box has been printed and the lid and the speed of 240, and right now I'm on half of that. So that was really quick print. Obviously not all the edges at that print because of my acceleration settings, but I was quite impressed in actual quality and dimension accuracy for this. So yeah, you can crank them up a bit apparently. A pen when you don't have to change the tip. Oh, that would be... Well, because you have friction, and if you want to have that sensitivity settings, you're gonna be increasing friction. So you're definitely gonna go through. There's no like, even if it's a metal tip, don't use metal tips. It's not compatible screen, but you would shave it off. So it's not no luck. In a moment I'll start to see the side layers a little bit more. It looks like we're printing at 0.2. I think I'm lifting slightly the print on one side as well. Or maybe it's just me. No, it's not. It's not lifting. There's a bit of an overhang in there, that's all. But yeah, can I? So yeah, it's looking good so far. So I'm happy. It was a very quick job to build it, very easy job to build it, and it looks pretty decent. The first thing I would definitely change is the power supply, because it's very loud and it doesn't have to be. The sound coming from the extruder itself, it's not that bad, but the power supply, it feels like it's creating a lot of unnecessary noise. So that's my only opinion. Yeah. I'll be testing it a little bit further, and soon I'm gonna have a proper review. That is the plan. That is the plan, guys. So if you're looking for a printer like this, especially if you're looking for a printer like this out, give a Geekbuying a go. They have a stock locally, so you will be saving money, because otherwise you'll get probably hit with the shipping extra cost, if not added to your basket, which is nice because you know in front you'll have to pay it at the customs if you don't have a declaration sent with them that you've paid for it. So it was much easier when we used to be in EU, because you would rely on what they call warehouses in the EU, and that way they would send in the products to the warehouses in the European Union. They would pay their own tax for that, and then you get everything from EU tax-free, which was nice. But now it's in UK slightly more complicated. Well, all the friends in EU can still enjoy the same benefits. My first recommended video on the list is 3D printer video made by me. Yes, I made it to someone's recommendation list. My achievement for today has been achieved. So I can, while we're here, before I go, I can show you a couple of things that are coming up on my website. First of all, I'm attending EMF 2022. So if you're in UK, and if you are attending EMF 2022, say hi, come and say hi, and I'll be very good to meet all of you and see what you are making in person. Also, there is a chance I might be even making a talk. I'm waiting for the information to be accepted, and once I know that I'm accepted, I'm gonna announce it officially, whether there is something I want to tell you or not. And from the stuff that I see incoming on NotEnoughTECH, we're gonna have an Argon Ion, which is NAS drive, and then we're gonna follow this up with an Argon Ion, which is Raspberry Pi NAS drive versus Synology NAS drive, which is there in the corner already testing. We're gonna have soon a review of this camera. This is Sonoff latest camera, and the fancy LED strip, which is somewhere here. I'm also working on a project which is very special, but I don't want to reveal too much. But the project is here and it's working already. So it's gonna be involving these blue boxes. So look forward to this. It's gonna be quite cute, I think. And what else do we have? What else do we have in pending? From 3D printing stuff, do I have anything from 3D printing stuff? No, at the moment. Oh, we have a Shelly, a new Shelly device we're going to be talking about, which is this nice
connected relay. I'm looking forward to testing it. It's been on my mind forever. I not got around to do it. And the microphone that I'm using currently to live stream. So if it's a good microphone, then yeah, this microphone is going to be reviewed as well. And that's all for the immediate stuff, I think. But yeah, but yesterday I've posted stuff about the. Oh, you should definitely check this camera out, because it has a local AI which recognizes faces, gestures, and makes noises, and you can prank people, and it's pretty good because it's also a Zigbee hub, and it has like honestly, it's everything. Check out my video if you're bored today and you want to watch something, you'll enjoy that. This live stream made to my home screen. Okay, that's nice, Thanos. Thank you. I guess either people. I'm guessing. Were you interested in like printing in general, or were you looking for this particular printer in the past? I wonder how the recommendation followed. More Shelley. Smart home is gonna be soon back. I promise. I have stuff aligned. There is Agara. Curtain automations I need to go through. It's very special. No, not curtain. Blinds automation. Very special use case with some 3D printing that saved me nearly £2,000, and that's going to be very interesting bit. What else do I have? I have a re-terminal add-on which is going to turn your re-terminal into portable device, which is, I only arranged that yesterday, and we're going to be definitely jumping on a couple of things. Soon it's going to be Son of Zigbee Pro flashed, because the discussion on that is mental and people are halfway through the flashing already, so we're going to cover this. And I'm gonna have some couple of interesting Zigbee tutorials that I want to share soon, and then, because it's all finally no longer cold, I can start working on my heating system, because I needed to bleed all my systems, because you all been waiting for these to be installed, right? For those thermostats, so I could actually write my 4.0 version of heating, where you're gonna have individual room control. I didn't forget about it. It's just. It's been wild. It's been wild, guys. So that's pretty much for now, and obviously a review of this printer at some point once I'm kind of happy with it. Right, let's take a closer look at the layers in here and how it. Oh, I have a sun right in my face. Yeah, it looks good. Should we crank it up to 300? Let's go. Printing speed. 300, guys. Let's see what it does at 300. Obviously, it's only gonna do 300 on the curve on the wall, because when it does the fill, it will slow down. Yeah, it's the geometry right now for that. I would have to increase the acceleration. I'm not going to increase the acceleration yet, because you have to kind of do it on all of the axes at the same time. Otherwise, you might end up with unexpected results. So you want to change acceleration settings before you start messing up with the speed, not after. I just did custom templates yesterday on my first remarkable. Custom templates are awesome. One of the most useful templates I have is the graph. You know, when you have XY graph for maths and stuff like that, it's so good for explaining. Recently I had like a 2-day training for people on the robot that I built. I needed to basically tell them everything, how to service it and stuff like that. And I have some like custom sketches, and it was super practical, and everyone was just, to be honest, they were staring at the device, not at what I was showing to them, because they were like, oh, this is so cool, and they did not mean the robot. So yeah, remarkable is cool, and I love mine. Like my work stuff, it's constantly there. So half of my remarkable is works, half of my remarkable is my projects on here. So yeah, I have a work neatly organized in like a project sections, and then you have my project, home projects, which is gets even more elaborate. Do you have any like impressive stuff?
Let's see. Just notes, mostly just not for this one, just notes. There was a one training one I can show you, which is, where is it? This one, setup guides. So I was drawing stuff just to kind of explain how the light is being distributed in the camera vision for the robots, and what to pay attention and what to avoid. And yeah, it's very useful and very flashy when you can show people like this, stuff like this. And so I like my Remarkable. Unfortunately, it's expensive, and I think I always tell people, if you want to get this device, you need to be a person that loves notepads, and my knowledge is always written down with lots of different, like all that shelf in here, all of these, those are my notepads, and I have like loads of them with ideas, and so now I'm writing them down, and that's how I organize my thoughts. So if you like me, if you like stuff like, I don't know, Asana or Monday.com or whatever project management tools don't work for you because you want a piece of paper, then Remarkable, you're gonna get value out of it. If you can organize yourself with online tools and you're the person that you prefer to open a computer, then Remarkable probably isn't for you, and you're not going to get a value out of it. So that's my advice. Yeah, Tanners, just go on a Remarkable group on Facebook. I don't think there's more than one, but some people had like good experiences with like third-party Remarkable pens, and some of them even the eraser was working. So it's worth checking, and they were like half the price, so you would pay like 30 or 40 quid instead of 100. Do I have anything else coming? At least the stuff I can. There is the stuff I can't talk about, which is a little bit annoying. But there is the stuff I can. There's gonna be some new switchpod devices for smart home, which are gonna be cool. And oh, there's gonna be in June, I think, a write-up. Oh, by the way, I've completely forgot to mention this. You know, the EMF, I've said that if you at EMF you know what it is. But if you don't know what EMF is, EMF, it's a, let's call it a festival, electromagnetic fields festival, at which all makers from UK just go to, and not just UK, but all makers that can go to a camp for 4 days. They have internet, power, and lots of fun together. So my plan for this EMF, I'm not bringing anything that I've made really, because mostly it's more smart home and I don't have any flashy gadgets. However, what I'm bringing is very professional recording equipment that I'm going to be using to talk to all those more famous people than me, and hopefully I'll gonna have a lot of cool footage to show you from EMF on my channel. So if the sound of lots of makers in the field for 4 days sounds fun to you, and you would like to see some of that and you can't attend because of location or cost or whatever, then yeah, you definitely want to follow me, because I'm gonna be posting some footage from that, and it's gonna be top notch. I got that new update for the highlighter for Remarkable. I haven't, I don't do much shading, so I didn't really try it, but it's already out if you're on a beta. Okay, how's our layers going? Even at 300, I'm trying to figure out if the heating isn't good enough maybe, or if it's a flow that's suffering at 300, but I don't think it would, because it's only 180 mil per second when it can, but on that geometry I don't think it can. So right now everything's looking alright. I have a fair details on that. A little bit of rounded corners on those, I think those are supports, so I'm not overly concerned about it.
But yeah, I mean, quality is decent. So yeah, so it looks like it's a good addition. It's like I said, it's slightly taller than the other printer. Oh, another thing that I'm working on, which is gonna be soon as well. At least, well, soon, relatively soon. See those IKEA sets in behind me? All of that's gonna be converted to enclosures, and they're gonna be very special enclosures. I took a lot of inspiration from online, but one of the things that everyone that's making those enclosures fails to kind of make is the modularity, which means you can't really treat them as individual units. And I think I figured out how to make them really, really cool. And this is something I kind of keeping to myself because reasons. But if you wanted to have a really cool enclosure without breaking a bank, that's going to be something to look out for. So that's definitely another thing that I'm working on. So yeah, I think that's about enough now. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap it up because I need to film another video. I'd like to do today because tomorrow is a gardening day, because I didn't do my garden at all, and we actually might end up having some automation tutorials for the garden, because I was thinking that for a bit. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'm going to run the sprint until it's finished, and then post a picture on my social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you want to know what it looks like, then yeah, go for any of the social media and you'll find out what that looks like without level bed, just stock settings and 300%. And maybe that will convince you to make a purchase, maybe that will sway you from making a purchase. That's your decision. Like I said, I'm happy to push you over the edge, whichever direction, because I don't care. Like, I do get commissions of these things, but I don't care for commission from these things because it's not fair. I want everyone that follows me on social media and follows my blog to have a clear understanding what they're buying and what are the advantages and disadvantages. So yeah, in short, what I like is how easy it is to build, some of design features, and what I don't like right now is it's the noise, because I'm so not used to anymore the noise. But other than that, I'm okay. And one of the probably upgrades that if you're going to go for this printer, get a Pro version, because I think you're gonna appreciate the extra temperature sooner rather than later. Other than that, it's a cool printer, and I'm definitely going to add some LEDs because I'm really tempted about this connector in here at the back. I want some LEDs on this printer because why not? LEDs are gold. Okay guys, right, thank you so much for hanging out with me and giving me some advices and keeping it conversational. I always appreciate the company on the live streams, and I hope you've learned a thing or two to pay attention when you're assembling your own printer. You know what I didn't do? I didn't retension my belt. Okay, now it's fine. This one's maybe a little bit. I mean, it's not like he's gonna skip, because you really have to have it slack to skip up. Yeah. Right. Alright. Cheers guys. I'm gonna see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye. How do you stop this thing? Recorder and stream. This is